I have here an anonymized incident postmortem from a real company that ran a real autonomous agent. Real loop, real timeline, real bill. The names and timestamps have been changed. The mistakes have not. Let's go through it together. What you're about to see is a postmortem, not because anyone died, though a budget did, but because after an incident you do a structured review. What happened, when, why the system allowed it, what you changed afterward. The best ones are blameless. This one is blameless, mostly. The incident. We'll call it the Great Retry Storm. The team ran an agent that auto-triaged failing builds. A config change at 0 to 11 set the agent's max retries to unlimited, intended for one flaky integration test. It applied to every tool the agent could call. The change looked routine. The engineer had done this before. 0 to 12, 1 minute after deploy. The agent picks up a failing build and calls a deploy tool. The tool returns an error. The agent retries. The tool errors again. The agent retries again. There is no circuit breaker. There is no ceiling. Each retry is a real API call and a real container spin-up. Here's the moment. Right here. The loop is running. Nobody knows yet. The agent is about to make several thousand tool calls an hour. The dashboard looks fine. The build queue looks fine. The on-call engineer is asleep because it is 2 in the morning. 0219. The cloud bill alert fires first, before any system alert. On-call gets paged about spend. The engineer looks at the cloud console. Containers everywhere. API usage, vertical. The engineer starts investigating the cloud provider, suspecting a runaway scaling bug. Correct instinct. Wrong place to look. Classic. The infrastructure is on fire. The infrastructure did not start the fire, but it's where the smoke is. This is the most common trap in agent incidents. Follow the symptoms to the loudest component. The loudest component is rarely the cause. Usually, it's just the thing getting hammered. 2:24. 13 minutes in. The API provider starts rate limiting the account. Other services that share those credentials begin failing. Alerts multiply. The dashboard goes from mostly green to mostly red. The scope is expanding. The root cause is still one config line with a negative number in it. 15 minutes in. The team is about to find the actual problem. 2:26. An engineer pulls the agent's action log. 15 minutes after it started, someone finally looked at what the agent was actually doing. The log is thousands of identical lines. Call tool, error, retry. The deploy config change is right above it. The engineer sees max retries set to -1 and understands immediately. 2:30. The team hits the kill switch. The kill switch stops the agent in staging. Not production, staging. The agent in the affected environment is still looping. The bill keeps climbing. The dashboard does not improve. There it is, the second mistake inside the incident. The first was an agent with no retry ceiling and no circuit breaker. The second is a kill switch that hit the wrong environment. Different engineers. Both mistakes are understandable. Both are in the postmortem. Neither engineer is blamed by name. 2:41, second attempt. Correct environment this time. The agent is halted in production. The retry loop stops. Container spin-ups drop. API usage falls. Slowly, then faster. The rate limit lifts. The services sharing those credentials begin recovering downstream. 3:05, fully recovered. 30 minutes from the config change to a stopped agent. Final tool call count, just over 200,000. The bill for the night had 4 zeros. Root cause, unlimited retries scoped to every tool instead of one test. Contributing factor, kill switch did not verify environment. Those are the two findings. Now the part of the postmortem everyone skips. The action items. The team made 3 changes. First, every agent now has a hard ceiling on tool calls per run, and a circuit breaker that trips after repeated identical failures. Second, a per-run cost cap that halts the agent before spend, not after. Third, the kill switch now requires the operator to type the environment name before it fires. Good changes, all of them. Here's what I want you to take from this. The agent did not go rogue. It did exactly what it was told. Retry on failure, no limit. The system allowed an unbounded loop. The system allowed a kill switch to miss. You don't fix this by writing a more careful prompt. You fix it by bounding the agent. ceilings, breakers, budgets, and a stop button that hits the right target. Blameless postmortems work because blame is not a fix. Knowing which engineer typed -1 doesn't make the next unbounded loop harder to ship. A circuit breaker does. That's why the best teams run postmortems the same way after every agent incident, whether it cost 4 figures or 0. The incident is the test result. The postmortem is the code review. That's an agent postmortem. If you run autonomous agents, you will have incidents like this. Having a process that bounds the blast radius and doesn't burn people is not optional. Subscribe if this was useful. Next time, 3 questions an AI vendor really doesn't want you to ask. Lower stakes than a retry storm, slightly more uncomfortable.